All right, it's pretty hot here in the shop, over 22 degrees, pretty hot outside. Got a abnormal heat wave for this time of year where I live, but I'm gonna do a couple tests. Axiom is more or less ready to go in the car and for sale, so both things will be happening. We got 3 sold already, we're just waiting for a payment. All the power levels and the output and everything seems to be really good. Let's see if today we can break 200 kilowatts, and from there, what we'll do is do a little bit more testing and clean it up, but we have lots of stuff to work on yet, but I think we can start selling a few of them. We're pretty excited about it. It's way above, we're talking peak kilowatts, and we won't be selling it with that ability just yet. What we'll probably do is limit the power output a little bit, just so that it's safe and it reduces noise a little bit. And the temperatures rise really fast. I've done some testing all the way up to 875 phase amps, which is more than these IGBTs should be running by a fair bit, but they seem to be able to handle it for a super short period. Nonetheless, we have other IGBTs to run at higher powers down the road, which will cost more money. We have to develop a new driver board for them, so there'll be a fair bit of work for that. That might be a year or two, maybe 3 before we get there. Nonetheless, this I think is just about ready to go in the CRX. Let's see if we can break 200 kilowatts today, and we'll get this puppy running here. I'm going to bring this back up a bit. I want to hope that it doesn't pull power back at this level. And trying to get field weakening to stay strong, stay flatter. So let's try that. So we're looking for a flatter power curve at the end. And then I think everything should be good. Save. Double check this on the right screen over here. And let's do a run here. Power output was a little flatter by adding that 50 amps of field weakening. At the end there where it shook, it's when I was letting off the throttle. The regen side's trying to run in a RPM sweep, and it's trying to hold it at a certain RPM. So for some reason, it doesn't like controlling RPM in field weakening. So I don't know if we can ever sort that out, but the power actually looked not bad. You can see some duty cycle stuff there, but the phase current, the input battery current stayed a lot flatter, and the power output here stayed a lot flatter. And we, on the output, 70, we're like holding on to a pretty solid 170 and then fading back to around 165 or something average. The input I saw over 200 kilowatts. That's really exciting. I'm going to try and sort some of this out to run a little better, but that's all I wanted to do for now. Is prove we basically got it working back to where it was a couple years ago, but better. The big way you can see is better is the power in, power out. You can pause the video during the run, and you can actually look, and you'll see somewhere around 85% total system efficiency. I've been hitting those numbers at this power level, which is really incredible. That means around 92.3-ish % efficiency per side if you just divide it by 2, or if you 92.3 times 92.3, but percent. If it's going to be pretty close to the same losses on each side. If you look at the motor currents, they're just under 800 on this side, and motor currents are just over 800. Should be just over on 800 on this side. Yeah, they're around 850, just like I set them to. So, so it would be logical to think that the drive side is a slight bit less efficient because it's pushing a bit more current, have higher resistance, be approaching saturation, everything a little further, but only by like a 0.5% difference at most, if I had to guess. So that lets you calculate the torque out. We're kind of looking around 250 horse at the shaft, I would believe, I think we can just kind of, let's look at the FOC here, sorry, experiments. If we look at, 170, we'll call that a peak at like an average of 170, and a peak on this side, an average of like 198. It's probably in that ballpark. It might be 200. I have to watch a video after. I have to see if I can learn how to do a log from this side too. Actually, I know how to do it. Let's use this button. Maybe I'll do another run to add that to the log. But nonetheless, so if we were to say take even just the round number 200 plus 170 equals divided by 2. So around 185 kilowatts at the shaft. You're looking at around, right on the money, around 250 horsepower at the shaft, maybe a smidgen under. That's really good. That means we're back up to the power levels of my first CRX, so pretty close. Maybe not quite as high for peak, but it's more efficient for sure. And this will be all-wheel drive, and eventually it's going to get 2 controllers to the rear motor. So everything looks really good. I think what I'll do is we'll go back here and we'll just do that other run with a log to record the log for myself and my team, and if we want to share that live later, maybe we'll do that. But for now, I think everything's okay, so we'll click that, we'll click this, and then that'll show us a data log of this run, so we can do one more sample here. Oh shit, I need to stop this. Okay, I forgot I shut the contactors off. So, pre-charged, second contactor, still got 461 volts of power there. Everything's running. I usually try the throttle first, kind of did it in a hurry, trying to get my sweaty glasses on. It's warm in the shop. Let's click the run button and do one more run here. Oh, watch current or FOC? I'd rather watch FOC to watch the D-axis current, but okay, so here we go. It's pretty exciting. It's holding 200 kilowatts pretty well. Pretty excited about that. I think I'm gonna stop there for now. You can see something happen here that's some sort of fault or something that it drove through, which if I look back, I bet you it's a temperature pullback. Yeah, it's probably one of these spikes. We got to clean up a bit of noise on the temperature sensors. Honestly, we don't ever plan to sell this with this kind of current. We're basically I'm running at more current than these IGBTs should be running at, but I just want to prove the power output of this and prove a bit of a peak power. So we'll probably program it so this can't go quite as high, and then you won't have to worry about that. I find even if I keep this around 800 or even 750, you'll find that the noise on these current sensors doesn't have any issue. Cooling system works pretty good. We did touch temperature cutbacks there, so that's a sign that we're, in that short amount of time with ambient temperature around 22 degrees Celsius in the shop here. That's basically, we're right knocking on the limit, the very, very absolute limit of these IGBTs. So I think we're good. It's fun to see the power there. It's fun to see the power in, power out. Yeah, the way they scale these is funny. But yeah, it shows 175 kilowatts, a little bit more than that for a bit, and then it comes back. So peak power output after the second controller going back into the battery pack is over 175 kilowatts. That's an extremely efficient system. I'm really excited about that. I saw somewhere an average around 200 kilowatts on the drive side. So if you did 175 divided by 200, just as a rough crude math, you're looking at 87.5% efficiency. I realize that's not the actual efficiency, but what I'm going to do once I'm ready is I'm actually going to use the watt hour charge on this side versus the watt hour draw on this side and calculate it between those two. And actually we could probably just do that right now for a rough idea. So 910.95 divided by 1095, right? 0.72. Again, 83.1% efficiency, so the efficiency is definitely up there. Current sensors for the input and output for the battery current are exactly the same and programmed exactly the same, so there's no cheating there. We can even show the setup here, what the current sensors are set to right here on both sides. And that's actually not true. If I click for some reason once in a while, there's like some sort of glitch. It doesn't show the first time for some reason on this side. I don't know why it's done that a few times, but it is set at one input current sensor is set at 104069. So that part came up both times. But yeah, it's the same on both input and output side, the current sensor gain. I think we can call that good. Be pretty excited about that. The field weakening is working good. We hit our thermal cutbacks a bit, and you can see the spikes from that. We do have some noise. It's not really necessarily a little bit of noise on the temperature sensors, which would be good to clean up, which isn't too hard, I don't think. But we do have to see if we can do something with the duty cycle graph. But it's just the way it's displaying. It's not actually a problem with duty cycle. It's just the way it displays it while it's trying to control both the D-axis current for field weakening and for maximum torque per amp with these settings here, and with the settings here for field weakening, and then the settings here for motor inductance difference. Anyways, I think I'm going to stop the video there. It's something to be excited about, and I'll upload this as a public video to YouTube. Axiom is basically ready to go now. We have the first 3 sold. We're just waiting for payment, and we're going to start ordering. Have to do some small revisions on the housings, and we're going to start ordering some more housings with a few small revisions and start to produce these for people to buy.